Hi, I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with my series entitled Rhythm Exercises. In this series, we look at blues rhythmic phrasing within a 12-bar structure. First, I'll perform rhythm exercise in the key of E number 8, and then I'll break it down for you. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. All right, let's break down rhythm exercise in the key of E number 8. We have a 12-bar blues that I divided into 6 2-bar phrases. Each 2-bar phrase will use the exact same rhythm. The rhythm is triplet, 2 and, triplet, triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. During the first bar and into the second bar, we will be playing lead guitar. So the lead guitar will extend through bar 1 and into the first eighth note of bar 2, at which time we will go to the rhythm guitar pattern, which is generally referred to as the Jimmy Reed or Chuck Berry pattern. Sometimes I just refer to it as the blues pattern. If we play a complete bar of the pattern, it would sound like this. But because we're extending our lead guitar into the first eighth note, we won't be playing the rhythm guitar during that eighth note, so it will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we'll be playing lead guitar over triplet, 2 and triplet, triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then come in on the rhythm guitar like I just did. Now that we've talked about the rhythm for this example, let's look at the notes that we'll be using. This is a study in the E major pentatonic scale, and now we're going to be including a passing tone in this major pentatonic scale. It's sometimes referred to as the major blue note. In this case, it's the actual flat 3 or minor third of E, and this just makes it sound a little more bluesy. So we're using the E major pentatonic with the addition of this passing tone, and the fingering will be around the 5th to the 7th fret-ish area, or 4th to 7th fret area. And the octave pattern for the scale looks like this. So these are E's. And for those of you who know the cage system, this is a C pattern. So the fingering for the scale looks like this. So that's the E major pentatonic with the passing tone, and that was the C form. Now that we've talked about our scale and we've talked about the rhythm, let's go on to the first phrase. Here's lick 1. Triplet, 2 and triplet, triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're starting this lick with a whole step bend, and we're bending on the B string at the 7th fret and up a whole step. So it's a bend, release, pull off. Now this bend starts out actually on a chord tone of E, because we're bending this note, which is F sharp, up to G sharp. And G sharp happens to be the third of our E chord. Here's our E chord, and here's that third, G sharp. So we're bending to that note. So we're using chord tones to outline our solo, or outline the chord. So bend, release, pull off, and then 7th fret, 6th fret, and then we're going to come straight down the major pentatonic scale. And then we go over to the comping pattern. phrase 2. Triplet 2 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're starting off with a whole bend here, again, to that G sharp, the third of our chord. And then we're playing the fifth of the chord, B, here on the high E string. Back to the bend. So we're playing around chord tones here. We're using the third and the fifth of our E chord. And then coming down the scale. And then we're going to continue down the major pentatonic scale. Triplet, triplet, 1, and then end on the root E. At that point, we go back over to the E accompaniment pattern. Let's put that together. On to phrase 3. Triplet 2 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're starting with our first triplet here at the 4th fret, triplet, and then 2 and now we're going to come down the scale, but we're not going to use the G sharp in this case. We're going to use the G natural. That's our passing tone, or our minor third of E. Now, the G natural works better over the A chord because G natural is part of an A7th chord. It's the 7 in the A7. So we're going to come down the scale, triple, here's the G, it's triplet, triplet, and now we're going to end on the note G. That kind of creates a bit of a dissonant sound. It's got like a purple haze thing going. But these two notes are significant over the A because this is the third of A, part of our A7th chord, and this is the 7th of A, part of the chord as well. So these two notes do a really good job of outlining our chord change, A7, the 4 chord. So we come down with those last two triplets, triplet, triplet. And then we go over to our accompaniment pattern, which is now based on A. And 2, and 3, and 4, and... Let's hear that again. Now for the next phrase. Here's phrase 4. Triplet 2 and triplet, triplet 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're going to start our triplet and we're going to again incorporate that minor third of E. This is a passing tone and it sounds good here. It makes it sound bluesy because remember the blues usually has some major and minor elements if we're playing in a major key. So we're going to use that minor third and approach the major third. That's our first triplet, triplet, and then we have 2 and then we have triplet, and then we're going to use that passing tone again here on the last triplet, triplet, and end on the root E. And then we go over to the comping. Let's put that together. Now for phrase 5. Triplet 2 and triplet, triplet 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're going to start off this lick. It's targeted over the 5 chord, so we're going to start on the root of the 5 chord, which is B. So here we are, B, and we're still in our major pentatonic for E, so triplet, so that's our first triplet, and then 2 and now we're going to use a hammer-on, on this triplet, triplet, and then a pull off on the next triplet. And then we're going to end on the note B. So notice how I started on B and I ended on B. So I'm using chord tones again to outline the chord change. Let's hear that one more time. And then I go over to the accompaniment pattern. I'm choosing to play it at the 2nd fret. So that's the comping on B this time. Now for the last phrase. Triplet 2 and triplet, triplet 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So I'm starting on the high E string this time, and I'm incorporating that minor third again into the major third. Then going over to the 5th of the chord, so still trying to play around chord tones here of E. And then we're doing that whole step bend again at the 7th fret on the B string. Again, that bends into the 3rd of the chord E. So we bend into the 3rd. And then we're going to go back over here to the minor third and to the major third. So triplet, there's our root. And then our next triplet. And I'm going to give that a little quarter bend. Again, this is our G natural, and I'm going to approach a little more like the G sharp, because this time we're playing this G natural over E, and so sort of like that little bluesy third that's not quite the minor third and not quite the major third. So this triplet, and then we end on the root E. We go over to the comping. Let's put that together again. Here we go, one more time. That's it for rhythm exercise in the key of E, number 8. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.